Hey, how you doing today? I am Tequila Coleman. In today's video, we're going to talk about going through a lot of warfare attacks lately. So I began a lot of emails, from those of you in our God Ordained Marriage community, just seeking advice, trying to figure out, where's all this warfare coming from? Is it normal? How to handle it. And so in this video, I'm going to be talking to you today about the warfare, like when you understand the warfare and how to defeat it, then it'll go away. Okay, so we're gonna look at a couple of scriptures so that you can begin to understand everything is spiritual before it's physical. This warfare that keep coming and going. One minute you might find yourself having a week of rest, and then next thing you know, you back, up under all these warfare attacks. You're going to understand that everything is spiritual. This We live in a spiritual world. This world we live in is governed by the spiritual world. Okay, so this warfare that is coming at you, we must begin to understand that these are evil forces, these are evil spirits that is sent on assignment to attack your life, okay? And we must war against the power of the kingdom of darkness. So let's take a look at a few scriptures. Starting off in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12, it say, "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood." So when the warfare happened, the enemy uses people, okay, to do his dirty work, right? And the enemy I'm referring to is Satan, the devil himself, okay? Satan is a spirit, okay? These evil, these unclean spirits, right? These his little agents or whatever, okay? So he uses people, human being who has open doors, they got open doors in their life. He uses them, he takes advantage of them, and he used them to do his dirty work. So it said, we do not wrestle against flesh and blood. So you're not fighting against your mother or your father. You're not fighting against your family and friends or your spouse. You're fighting, your battle is with that unclean spirit that is operating on the inside of the individual. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers. He's telling us what you are. He's telling you what's coming up against your life. Okay, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmetic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. Okay, so whenever you find, your mind is coming under attack with confusion or doubt, or you just feeling depressed, these are evil forces. Okay, this is the spirit of depression that is attacking you in that moment, the spirit of confusion launched against your mind. Okay, so we got to see this first from a spiritual perspective. All right, but Ephesians chapter 6 verse 12 is your foundation. This warfare that is attacking you, this is spiritual. Yes, in the physical, it's going to show up operating through an individual, but it's the spirit that's operating through this individual that's attacking you. Okay, let's continue and let's look at some more scriptures. Now, in 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5, it said, "We destroy arguments and every lofty opinion raised against the knowledge of God, and take every thought captive to obey Christ." So, again, there are spirits that will create arguments in your mind. Okay. Again, one minute you could be thinking right, thinking positive, full of joy. Next minute, you're confused. Next minute, there's an argument. You know what God said, but then the enemy reminded you of the past, right? So now it's an argument going on in your mind. And then it said, "We destroy arguments and every lofty opinion raised against the knowledge of God." So when these unclean spirits, begin to attack your mind, the goal of this unclean spirit is to raise the past. Okay, it's going to have you to think about the past, think about the hurt, the pain. Okay, who did this and that to you? That's the whole goal of these spirits. So if it's successful in getting you to think about, the past, the hurt, the pain, etc., etc., It's trying to raise itself above what God has already spoken to you. Okay, God could have told you the person, is sorry. You know, um, they remorse for all this stuff, but here come the enemy trying to remind you of it and have you focus more on that. Okay, so the Bible tell us what to do. We destroy arguments. You got to destroy that argument. How do I destroy the argument? By using your authority. Scripture say, whatever I bind on earth will be bound in heaven. Whatever I loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. You got to bind up the argument going on in your mind. You got to bind up that spirit of confusion. You got to bind up that spirit of torment. You got to bind up that memory call spirit that keep bringing the past, to your mind, tormenting you. You got to bind these spirits up, and then you want to loose. Okay, the peace of God. You want to loose. Positive thoughts. You want to lose. The truth that comes from the spirit of the Lord over your mind, over your thoughts. All right. Let's continue. First Peter chapter 5, verse 8. It say, be sober minded, be watchful. So he's telling you what to do. Be sober minded. Even when you enter a period of rest and it's quiet and everything is going good, God is like, be sober minded, be watchful. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion seeking someone to devour. He's always busy, always working, always seeking and looking and lurking. Okay. So even when you had those times of rest, it's peaceful, it seems like the warfare has ended. God is like, stay on your post, stay on guard, be watchful, continue to pray because the devil is prowling around seeking for someone to devour. He's prowling around seeking for an entrance. Okay, he's trying to see how can I get back in there. How can I get back in there and throw you off? Okay, cause confusion, chaos. So we got to stay on our post. We got to continue to pray against these things. All right, and one more scripture I want to look at, which is found in Romans chapter 7, verses 15 through 20. It say, I do not understand what I do. This is Paul. For I do not understand what I do. For what I want to do, I do not do. But what I hate, I do. And if I do what I do not want to do, I agree that the law is good. As it is no longer I myself who do it, but it is sin living in me. For I know that good itself does not dwell in me, that is, in my sinful nature. For I have the desire to do what is good, but I cannot carry it out. For I do not for I do not do the good I want to do, but the evil I do not want to do, this I keep on doing. Now if I do what I do not want to do, it is no longer I who do it, but it is sin living in me. Right? And I want to read, let me go ahead and read a little bit more of this. Give me a second. Oh, okay. All right. And so in verse 21, it says, so I find this law at work. Although I want to do good, evil is right there with me. Okay. So this is a law. This is a principle. The minute you decide to do good, to live right, to be at peace, to respond the right way, evil is present. So you're going to be met with warfare. Okay. You're going to be met with warfare. So if you are facing a divorce right now, and the Lord been, giving you strategy, telling you how to approach this thing, and you said, okay, I'm gonna do it the right way, I'm gonna do it the Lord's way, evil is also present. So don't be shocked when warfare enters into the courtroom. Don't be shocked when, your spouse is you know, um it's against you. Okay, because this is a law. This is spiritual. It's a law. Soon as you decide to do the right thing, evil is present. Okay. So I show you these scriptures to help you to understand, why the warfare is coming your way. Um, the warfare is coming your way because we live in a spiritual world. Now, for many of you, another reason why you're going through a lot of warfare is because you have yet to break these bloodline demons off your bloodline. Okay. Yes, you've been fasting. Yes, you've been, saying out of your mouth, I break the curse of, et cetera, right? That's in your bloodline. But we have to keep on doing it. We have to keep on fasting, keep on breaking, keep on warring until that demon or those demons leave. Okay, because if they don't leave and you keep getting attacked by the same demon, so let's say it's depression. Let's say every month your mind come under attack with depression. You have depressed thoughts. You're sad. You know. Uh, you just feeling down, moping around and stuff. That tells you still haven't defeated that bloodline demon, okay, of depression. So we got to keep doing it, okay. And when we have yet to defeat these bloodline demons, they're gonna keep raging up against you. Some of these demons get mad when you start challenging them through fasting and prayer. They get mad and they want to, they want to come back at you, that's that backlash, or retaliate. Okay, so this is another reason why many of you are going through all this warfare because you're challenging these demons. And these demons, they know their time is up and they are refusing to leave. They putting up a fight. They stubborn. Right. So this is where you got to press in. This is where you got to continue to, war against the power of the kingdom of darkness. Okay. Do not get weary in doing good. Okay. Don't get weary in fasting. Don't get weary in praying. Don't get weary in being obedient to the Lord because it's going to pay off. Okay. Don't allow the unclean spirits to tire you out and cause you to just stop. No, you got to overcome it. You got to defeat it so that it can go away. The scriptures say the Egyptians you see today, you will see no more. So when you defeat these demons, right, the demons you once was warned against, you will see no more. That's how this stuff works. Okay. And yes, it's exhausting, but you got to know, okay, when it's time to rest, when it's time to fight. All right. So that is it. That's what I wanted to share with you in today's video. For those of you who God is speaking to you about becoming a certified life coach, I do want to remind you that we um, are certifying our own God ordained marriage life coaches. If you would like to partner with God in bringing together His God ordained marriages, or if you already know people who are already married but they standing for marriage restoration and you want to be a part of that, you want to help to bring, these marriages together and bring restoration, take a person through that process. I recommend you head over to godordainedmarriages.com/CLC or check the link in the description area and sign up and become a certified life coach today. All right. So that is it. I am Tequila Coleman. I'll talk to you real soon. Take care.